Right, boys, are ready?
Let's go.
We've spent months investigating an international syndicate of illegal dogfighters.
So he's here.
It's enormous amounts of abuse and cruelty associated with it at every stage. The dogs suffer at every step of the way.
A network with links across the globe.
Dog fighting is bigger than it's ever been. US, England, South Africa, all over the world.
Dogs forced to fight for their owner's amusement.
A dog in a situation like that, they don't have another choice. But you take the dog here and they just bloom.
And a dog-fighting kingpin hiding in the most unlikely of places.
It's a good dog.
This is dogfighting exposed.
It is painstaking. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time.
I'm with a specialist investigator for the USPCA, a charity which works to protect animal welfare.
Whenever we identify particular potential locations of interest, we'll do our best to understand that location better. Are dogs kept at locations? What type of dogs are kept at locations? How are they penned? How safe is it?
And try not to get caught.
Try not to get caught, yeah.
For his safety, we're disguising his identity.
It's an innate violent activity, and we've seen enough to know that the people involved in this, you wouldn't want to mess with any of them. They would do anything to stop you.
It's a world of secrecy and violence, but he and his fellow investigators are driven to put an end to dogfighting.
The level of cruelty, the injuries, and suffering in a horrible way. It's not a clean fight. It's bloody, it's messy, it's horrible, it's horrific. The dogs suffer. I've lost a lot of sleep over a lot of images I've seen.
Do those images stay with you?
But they do stay with you. They do stay with you. It's horrible. You wouldn't think people would have it in them to have that level of cruelty that they have.
Dogfighting is always there. It's much more common than people think. It hasn't died out. Sadly, it's not part of the history books. It is going on in probably every major town and city in the UK. The most of them will be Pitbull or Pitbull cross, but they will be extremely well muscled. They'll probably be quite lean. They'll look very athletic. So because the dog is genetically from fighting stock, it's naturally aggressive towards other dogs. Then through your training program, you're going to train that dog to build on that aggression.
Although they've been a banned breed in the UK for decades, David Martin has treated a number of pit bulls rescued from dogfighters.
We took a dog from a fighting kennels to a veterinary practice for assessment. We'd cleared the veterinary practice and made sure there were no other dogs that this dog could see. The dog came into the waiting room and saw a picture of a dog on the wall and lunged across the waiting room to get to the picture and shredded it. The level of aggression and desire to fight other dogs, it can't be underestimated. They are effectively fighting to the death. They rarely do fight to the death. Some dogs will die in the pit. They fight until one of the dogs will no longer come forward to fight again.
It's a very secretive world, for sure.
Russ Middleton is a former counter-terror police officer. He's now head of intelligence for the League Against Cruel Sports.
The whole world of dogfighting is a very clandestine and closed area of operation. We have to try and piece together all of the different small bits of intelligence that might lead us to suspect somebody.
But dog fighters have an Achilles heel. They like to boast.
There'll be a lot of kind of waxing lyrical about the certain breeds of dog back in the day. So they do put them on a pedestal at times. They want to be able to promote the kennel and the pedigree line.
Obsessive about their secrecy, dog fighters hide in encrypted messaging groups on dark corners of the internet. But a network is only as strong as its weakest link.
I was searching something else and looking for a dogfighting kennel, just openly searching Google, and tripped over, literally, this forum. Dogfighters who were exchanging information with each other about specific dog fights.
A top secret forum, suddenly out in the open. One dogfighter's IT mix-up, accidentally revealing an entire network to the USPCA and League Against Cruel Sports. An entire online forum of active dog fighters working together as they record, share and arrange dog fights between themselves. A host of brutal fights organised by members of this forum, filled with graphic detail as written match reports. She's in the chest and front legs, Maggie bleeding heavy for a short while. Jose has a deep grip on the neck and is working it, never lets go. Opens up a decent hole in Brock's face, causing plenty of blood. We showed the match reports to the forensic vet.
There's a lot of detail. Arterial bleeding, there are broken legs, there are serious, deep wounds, potentially opening their abdomens up so intestines can come out. There are really severe, serious, nasty injuries. It's enormous amounts of abuse and cruelty associated with it at every stage. The dogs suffer at every step of the way.
This is where our investigation begins. Looking at the membership of this forum, we think we can identify an organised syndicate of dog fighters stretching across Europe. We're calling it the Network. We want to expose the people behind this vicious blood sport. But to do that, we have to get close to the dog fighters themselves. We need to go undercover. Posing as a dog fighter, I'm infiltrating the dark corners where dog fighters think they're safe. It's early days, but already one member of the network stands out as a key player. Boneyard Kennels. It has dozens of dogs, winning fight after fight. And it seems to be based here in the UK. But online, dog fighters are making global connections. Those links have brought us here to the United States. Atlanta and the South more broadly remain an epicenter of global dogfighting.
Unfortunately, the United States is known for their game-bred dogs, dogs used for fighting.
Janette Reever is tasked with tracking dogfighters across the globe.
A lot of people say there's no dogfighting in Ireland. American Pitbull Terriers, so, you can't have them in the UK. Dogfighting is everywhere. There's no barriers. People travel all over for these fights.
There's good reason for those international links. Dogfighting is big business.
With dog fighting, there's a couple ways that you can make your money. One, of course, is fighting. You can have the bets that you place on the dogs. $50,000 US dollars is not uncommon. The most I've ever seen is $1 million, and that was a dog fight in the United States.
$1 million was bet on one dog fight?
Yes. Secondly, when you do breedings, each time your dog wins, that dramatically increases the value of your dogs.
Is that one of the things that sort of keeps dogfighting going, drives people to risk, you know, lengthy prison sentences, everything?
When we speak with dog fighters, and they'll say, you don't understand, these dogs get in your blood. It's really twisted because it's not like they love these dogs, but they believe they do.
This is Paddy from the BBC. That mindset is something I'm struggling to understand. I was really hoping that you might sit down with us just to give us that kind of insider perspective that we just aren't getting otherwise. And the people best placed to explain it aren't easy to find. So that was someone who, until pretty recently, was actively involved in the world of dogfighting here in the US. Now, his circumstances have changed a little bit, and he is very clear that he wants to be totally anonymous for his own safety, but he's agreed to meet us. So we're going to travel to where he is. It's a long way away, but it's definitely worth it to hear what he has to say, and we just hope he turns up.
Dog fighting has become almost out of control. It's huge.
This man has been attending dogfights for years.
I've probably seen 40, maybe 35, 40.
Wow, that's a lot, like.
Very bloody. There's a lot of blood.
Now, he's on the other side. An informant for the FBI. We've given him anonymity.
So you talking to us, telling us what really goes on in these fights, does that put you in danger?
If it was knowing who I am and me telling it, then they'll do away with you.
You think you'd be killed?
There's a lot of dangerous people there that will just as soon cut your throat and leave you there with a dog.
He's agreed to show us a place where he has seen dogfights happen.
Just about every time you're going to a dog fight, you're going to be traveling down a dirt road of some sort. You're going to be miles away because there's a lot of hollering at the dog fights and a lot of the racket of the dogs squealing and barking. In this area we're at now, you got a big body of water, so you ain't got to worry about nobody coming in from the other way.
What are we going to see if we're here on the night of an actual dogfight?
It's almost like a sporting event, almost like the Olympics. They actually have a set weight division. Then there'll be a certain prize the dogs will be fighting for, a certain amount of money. And it'll be a box, a square box, maybe 16 foot or so. Most of them is kind of plywood. So it'll be carpet rolled out. There will be 3 men in the pit. It'll be a handler for each dog and a referee. They'd have to wash their dogs down, weigh their dogs. But then once the dogs is turned loose, it gets very intense. And it's basically 2 dogs just ripping each other apart. It's almost, I've seen a dog actually almost eat the chest straight off the bone of another dog. I've seen them bite and actually break legs, do a lot of damage.
And what happens when the dog gets like a massive injury like that? You know, how does the dog in the pit react?
The pit, if you're on the side of the dog that's done the damage, well, your team just scored a Super Bowl and won. I mean, it's a lot of cheering and high-fiving and hell yeah. Your dog probably the best it was to offer. And match against mine, it ain't shit. My dog has destroyed your dog and he's bleeding out. You didn't hold a candle to me.
Unfortunately, American Pitbull Terriers, they are exploited because they do everything they can for their person. So they'll be literally dying, they're bleeding out, they're just horrible condition, and they'll hear their person cheering them on, giving them encouragement, and you'll see the dog wag their tail and continue to fight. So it's those really break my heart, seeing those dogs.
The secrecy surrounding dogfighting means that dogs are rarely rescued from the pit. Those who are face being put down unless a specialist shelter can be found.
My name is Jason Flatt. I'm the founder and CEO of Friends to the Forlorn Pitbull Rescue. Everybody wants a cute little puppy, and Pitbulls are the ones that end up in the pounds.
In the UK, pit bulls are just outright banned. They're just considered to be too dangerous. Do you think that's a fair reflection of pit bulls?
Now, these dogs are bred very close, and they're bred for a reason.
Yeah.
And they're bred to fight other dogs. They're supposed to that, and that's what they're created to do, and that's what they're gonna do. And if you expect anything different, I think that you're foolish.
Jason has brought a dog he rescued from a dogfighting kennel following a police raid.
Baby Shark was about an 8-week-old puppy, and she was pretty messed up. She had her legs were deformed from malnutrition and not proper care, and she had a lot of care to get her where she is. And now, like, you would never know, she can run. She jumps pretty good. And yeah. So now the hard part is finding her a home.
Yeah.
Not failing her.
Yeah.
So if she has to stay with me till she takes her last breath, she'll stay. They're great dogs. They're great with humans. These dogs don't care about how I look. I mean, you see what I look like. I'm not the most inviting person, you know? They don't care what I look like. They don't care if I'm broke. They don't care if I shower. They don't care who I'm friends with. I can walk outside my house, throw the garbage out, come back in, and it's like they throw a party. Like, oh my God, where have you been? I mean, they're amazing. They're a lot different than we are.
Yeah.
They forgive a lot more than we ever would. And you just want to roll on your back and get dirty. So much for that bath the other day.
We know that the fighting network we're investigating have bred hundreds of pit bulls like Baby Shark to fight and die in the pit. We need to know more about who is behind Boneyard and the rest of the network. To do that, I've gone undercover.
For months, using a false identity, I've been joining and posting in forums that we believe are linked to dogfighting. The messages in them are bleak, but over time I've been able to win some trust, and most importantly, to identify some members of the network.
These chats are no holds barred. Thinking I'm one of them, dogfighters talking openly together. Training videos, DIY veterinary tips, even full videos of recent fights. Some of the injuries are too graphic for us to broadcast. Gruesome as these chats are, we need to be here. It's the only way to gather more information on the dogfighters within the network. And now, we think we found a way in.
So this is a kennel based outside the UK, and they have a dog for sale who we believe is intended to be used for fighting. Now, I'm going to shoot them a message and see if I can pass as a potential buyer.
Closer to home, we've identified a dogfighter hiding in plain sight. in a busy housing estate.
Right, we're just coming into the estate now.
A dogfighting kennel hidden among family homes. Stonehead, pictured here, is one of the dogs housed in this garden. In the weeks before our arrival, we've discovered that it fought again, killing its opponent in the pit.
They want to keep their dogs out of sight, so they would have to be extremely careful if they were going to take their dogs out into the environment to make sure that their dogs didn't come across other dogs, otherwise there would be bloodshed.
Stonehead is just one dog, but some kennels are too big to hide. One of the network's biggest players is Boneyard Kennels. Owning around 40 fighting pit bulls, there's no way to hide so many dangerous dogs at a normal property. We've been tracking Boneyard as he trains his dogs to fight. Post after post. Bible verses applied to dog fighting. Others with coded messages about recent fights. DOI, Dog of the Year. CH, a champion.
Champion is a dog that's fought and successfully 3 times. A grand champion's fought successfully 5 times.
Boneyard's trophy cabinet tells us he's one of the most significant dog fighters in Europe. He's been doing this for years.
This has been going on for a very long time, and that's going to be a very significant person involved in the dog fighting world.
Back in the southern US, we wanted to show our evidence to someone with first-hand experience. The dog fighter we speak to, now working as an informant for the FBI. He reviewed some of the evidence we'd gathered on Boneyard.
There's no doubt this guy here is in dogfighting. The picture you showed me is a lot of scars on the muzzle and the head, and here he's talking about being a head dog. This dog's going strictly for the head and got a hard bite and does a lot of damage. And this dog here, being a champion, there's no telling what kind of money he may win in those fights, side bets in those fights. Plus, if you got a male that's a champion or a grand champion, stud fees can be a ridiculous amount of money to breed a female too.
Something else from the evidence we've shown catches his attention. The name of someone here in the US who Boneyard has been doing business with.
Hi, I'm Tom Garner. We're on Bulldog Hill, September 1st, 2025.
This man, Tom Garner.
They are very uniform, which is a product of the degree of management of gene pools through inbreeding that we do.
You have legends in anything you do. Well, the United States, they got a lot of legends in the dogfighting world. Like a Tom Garner.
Boneyard Kennels has been buying frozen semen from one of the US's most famous living dogfighters for years, using it to breed deadlier fighting dogs. We've discovered that recently, Boneyard received a puppy from the same source.
Just from what you've told me about a dog being imported into Ireland, I mean, that's a tremendous red flag. When I first looked into that individual, I knew right away, I looked at the bloodlines and it was Tom Garner's bloodlines, and very, very prevalent. These dogs are bred from fighting bloodlines, and they come from very selective breeding that Garner has done over generations. And as a convicted dog fighter, he does know about how to select these dogs.
What you see is what you get.
We put these allegations to Tom Garner. He told us that he is a reputable dog breeder with no connections to dogfighting, and his kennels are inspected annually by the authorities. The Boneyard Kennels training videos we've obtained show dozens of dogs in peak fighting condition. But in these posts are clues. We think we've managed to identify the headquarters of Boneyard Kennels. In fact, the setting is hard to miss. Shane's Castle is a private estate, the seat of Lord O'Neill and his family. Seemingly without their knowledge, it's home to a massive dog-fighting operation. We want to look for evidence of Boneyard's activities, but the estate is normally closed to the public. We can't get in without a good excuse. But what better excuse than the annual bank holiday steam rally? For the price of a ticket, we're in. But we aren't here for the rides.
Just in the woods behind me there, although it's a beautiful setting, we've seen a path that we recognise from some of the training videos of the dogs when they're preparing for a fight.
That sighting confirms we're closing in on Boneyard. But an estate this big is the perfect place to hide.
When you hear dog fighting, you're thinking dingy back alleys, something that happens in dark corners, but we're here in the grounds of this stately home, not far away from one of the most prolific, significant dog fighting figures in Europe.
All the way through this investigation, we've seen signs this dogfighting network is still active, still meeting and fighting. And undercover, I'm continuing to win the trust of one of its members. After weeks of contact, No Fear Kennel, NFK, seems ready to trust me.
We've just had a massive breakthrough. NFK Kennels have offered to sell us one of their fighting dogs, and they've sent us this video to show how tough it is.
The video only gets worse. Much of it is too graphic for us to broadcast. The yellow Pitbull loses. Badly. Worthless to the fighter who owns her, experts have told us she was likely killed. NFK is offering us the winner from this fight. The Black Dog, a female bred from a line of champions. Now a proven fighter, she has nothing ahead of her but more death and violence in the pit. We're back on the trail of another member of the network, Boneyard Kennels. The match reports help us to identify a close associate. He goes by an alias, SpongeBob. SpongeBob referees several of Boneyard's fights and handles his dogs. Hilda, working her holds, shaking very hard. Her opponent tries to leave and is dragged back into the box. A blood-soaked win for SpongeBob and Boneyard. But who is SpongeBob? We have seen evidence that suggests it is this man, Craig Kitson, a gym owner from Ballykelly. Seen here on his bare-knuckle boxing debut. We have been told he has used the alias SpongeBob previously. But Kitson is better known for another video. A graphic one featuring his Belgian Malinois.
This is what happens when you fight my way.
This video shows Kitson holding the dog's corpse, its muzzle taped. He says this is the punishment for biting his child. He then bites the deceased dog himself.
This video provoked outcry, leading to Kitson's arrest. But more than 18 months on, he hasn't been charged with any crime.
Craig Kitson told us he is not SpongeBob, and that he has not been actively participating in dogfighting, did not referee the dogfights described, and was unaware of this network's existence. He told us of his deep contrition regarding the video he made biting his dog's corpse. Craig Kitson said that the dog had bitten his child, leaving it hospitalised, and he denied killing the dog himself. Official sources have confirmed to Spotlight the investigation into the video remains a live case. As our own investigation progresses, we want to know how other jurisdictions have taken on prolific dogfighters.
My name is Jessica Rock. I am the Georgia State Animal Crimes Resource Prosecutor. In addition to that, I am sworn as a federal prosecutor, so I also handle animal fighting cases federally.
Across dozens of incidents, Jessica has seen firsthand the difficulties posed by dogfighting cases.
Most of the time, dogfighting cases are about building a case on circumstantial evidence. We can prove that you possess dogs, train dogs, transport dogs, or sell dogs for the purpose of dogfighting.
Let's pull up his Facebook. We asked Jessica to look at some of our own evidence. The match reports, the chats, all identifying Boneyard Kennels as a major dogfighting player.
Are you in any doubt about what you're looking at?
No, absolutely not. There's actually a lot here. Yeah. What you have shown me is definitely somebody who is involved in the world of dogfighting. Then that is absolutely evidence of somebody training dogs for the purpose of dogfighting, possessing dogs for the purpose of dogfighting.
Is that the kind of case that you would be willing to go ahead with as a prosecutor?
Absolutely. That's exactly what's going on. There's no question in my mind about it. Absolutely. I think it's a matter of having your law enforcement officers and your prosecutors trained on what the law is, how do we investigate things under the law, what am I looking at, and why is this evidence of dogfighting, and then being able to articulate that to a judge. And that's what happened initially in the case here in Paulding County with Vincent Burrell.
I'm Chief Trevor Hess. I'm the chief over the Marshal Bureau. Upon arriving at the property, we were able to see one dog that just something about it didn't look right. It had a heavy collar on it, a super heavy chain.
That starts red flags of those of us who know what we're looking at.
When we went through the initial gate, you'd probably see about 5 or 6 dogs. And then as you continue to walk, you'd see 5 or 6 more. Then 10 or 12 more. And it got to the point where we were like, we have over 100 animals out here. It was shocking. We weren't prepared mentally to see animals in such poor condition. The conditions in the house where they were kept was awful. Some of the deputies initially had to use gas masks because of the aroma of ammonia that was so overwhelming. Feces.
A whole lot of puppies in the basement. where he was breeding them as well. Ways to train dogs for the purpose of dog fighting. He had a treadmill in there, which is common.
A lot of them were scarred up. You could tell because if say you have a brown pit bull or a black pit bull, where it's scarred up, the fur grows back white. Puppies kept in cages to the point where they never walked on grass or on dirt. It's just wire mesh. So their toenails had grown out so long that once we put them on the ground, they couldn't walk. So it was very tough, especially for our veterinarians and our animal control officers. A lot of them broke down. It was tough on them.
55-year-old Vincent Lamarck Burrell was arrested for his role in the massive dogfighting operation.
Vincent Burrell was charged in 2024 as a result of evidence found during the raid.
I believe it was 93 counts of dogfighting and then 10 animal cruelty.
The jury was not out for very long, and they came back guilty on every single count in the indictment. He was ultimately sentenced to 475 years in prison.
I think that's about the most powerful message you can get.
One of the dogs rescued from Burrell was there to see the verdict. Jason's rescued Pitbull, Baby Shark. But some dogfighters have no intention of stopping. For months, I've been posing as a dogfighter, winning the trust of one of the key members of this dogfighting syndicate, NFK.
I'm in Germany now.
Now we've travelled to Amsterdam, hoping to further unravel the network. We've come to meet the man behind No Fear Kennels, Zoltan Borb, along with a fighting dog he's offered to sell us.
It has taken us months to get this far, to arrange a face-to-face meeting with a key player in this international dogfighting network. But is he actually going to turn up? Does he actually have this dog to sell us? Is he actually going to come through for us? One way or the other, we'll know in a couple of hours.
He's agreed to meet me and another member of the team in a car park outside Amsterdam.
Right, I'm recording. So we're just waiting. He should be here by now, but we'll give him a bit longer. Just hope he hasn't gotten cold feet.
20 kilometers for Netherlands, but look what is here. Auto Street in Germany.
So he's still in Germany. He's 190 kilometers away, stuck in traffic at the German border.
As time drags on, it's not looking good.
So we've been waiting here to pick up the dog, to meet our dog fighter for about 6 hours. Keeps delaying, he keeps pushing back. So at this stage, I really don't know if he's coming at all.
Here we go. This is him.
All right, boys, are ready? Showtime.
But after hours of waiting, a late change of plan. The dogfighter wants to stay in a different part of the car park, out of sight of most of our cameras.
That's him. I'm gonna try and get him to drive up to our side of the car park here, okay? That's bro. Steve?
Need to take out the dog.
Yeah, here. There he is. Good dog, yeah. Good dog.
Can we get the weeper? Come on. Very friendly and very active female.
Yeah.
Chain all day.
How old? How old?
2 years.
2 years.
As friendly as she is with people, we've seen what she can do in the pit. Zoltan tells us she recently won another match, beating a larger dog.
With a bigger female.
Yeah.
1.5 kilos bigger, like.
Yeah.
With the dog handed over, we start talking about his plans for an upcoming fight.
You got more dogs, yeah?
I not have dogs here, I have in Romania. I want for November sign one little female.
Yeah.
Maybe one young male, but I'm not sure.
To bring here?
Yes.
No.
Here. Big competition.
A lot of good dogs.
Yeah. One grand champion female, maybe I sign here for the 7th match.
Right?
Yes, 6-time winner.
Grand champion, 6-time winner?
Yes.
Don't get a lot of those.
Yeah, I bought this female when I was a 2-time winner with 7,000. You know? Okay.
What about Ireland? Good dogs in Ireland?
I saw last year I saw some dogs, but I no more heard about these dogs. Many people from Ireland buy dogs from Hungary.
Yeah.
He even mentions a dispute with the famous American dog fighter who Boneyard has purchased from, Tom Garner.
Never buy from Tom Garner. Tom Garner from 10 years is only peddler, no more.
Really? Because you still see...
Years ago I buy some dogs from him, but not good. From 10 dogs I have only one good dog. And nothing special. Nothing.
I know.
This, rest of money, because
cash?
Pay me only half the female.
No, I give you cash. I give you cash now.
Okay.
Zoltan says he gives us a good price, €700.
2, 3.
When he hands over the dog's paperwork, he tells us it's been doctored to disguise the dog's breed, helping it pass customs checks.
Have Bulgarian passport because this letter is not.
Yeah.
You know,
I understand. I know. That's how you get the dog.
Falsely registered not as a Pitbull, but as a bloodhound.
The female is bloodhound, so not arm stuff, not.
Yeah, I know. Easy.
Okay, boys, I go because.
Good to meet you, brother.
Okay.
Safe drive, thanks. That's us. Looks like we own a dog. No more fighting for you.
And like all new dog owners, we have a big decision to make. We decide to call her Ruby.
No more fighting for you. I just feel like it was so incredibly long in the making, and the time spent speaking to this guy in these dogfighting chats, pretending to be enthusiastic about all these horrendous videos of seriously injured dogs, of dog fights. It just is sort of hard to take in that we've finally kind of gotten into this inner circle of this incredibly secretive international dogfighting syndicate. And now we've got Ruby, whose fighting days are done, and that's great. But God knows what kind of shape she's in. We just need to see what the vet has to say.
After our meeting, I asked Zoltan Borb for a response to our investigation. He denied involvement in dogfighting, saying this was made up to sell dogs. Ruby's life in the pit is over. What happens next for Ruby, though, is still uncertain. In spite of the progress we've made infiltrating the network, Boneyard has remained elusive. A key player in a dogfighting network with global reach. Breeding, training and fighting pit bulls to the death. Operating from the private estate of a lord. When the key breakthrough does come, it's decidedly low-tech. A record of one of the first dangerous dogs prosecutions ever to take place here.
Yeah, this is a lot of the same stuff that we're seeing in today's investigation played out back in 1993. Even the locations are the same. Pit bulls covered in scars.
A conviction for possessing banned dogs, pit bulls, seized along with dogfighting material. All discovered at the house of Matthew Patterson at the Gate Lodge of Shane's Castle Estate. But something doesn't fit. This doesn't match what we know about the person behind today's Boneyard. We've managed to track down court papers from that case back in 1993.
The judge suspected there may have been somebody else involved, an active dogfighter who wasn't charged with any crime. We think that this person is Boneyard Kennels.
This is David Patterson, an MMA coach who runs a gym. He has convictions for assault and causing unreasonable suffering to a dog. The dogs seized in the 1993 case were taken from his father's home. Also seized in that raid was a photo album containing pictures of dog fights. Court papers identify David Patterson as the owner of that album. In one photo, Patterson himself was pictured. But how can we be sure that David Patterson is Boneyard? For months, we've been tracking social media posts from both Boneyard Kennels and David Patterson. And we started to gather some clues. It's how we identified these locations in the grounds of Shane's Castle where the dogs are being exercised. And today, we want the final confirmation. Evidence of the dog's main training ground. This walled garden deep within the estate is where dozens of pictures and training videos have originated. Some posts boasting about how many wins these dogs have had in the pit. The training treadmills covered over by this tarpaulin.
You can see it's the same garden.
The stone building, the cage, the grey shed. Two of Boneyard's champion fighting pit bulls, Luther and Tommy Karate. Both of these dogs are named in our match reports as champions, winners of at least 3 fights. They have the facial scarring to prove it. Pictured here with David Patterson. And in his MMA gym. Patterson's gym also hosted another man we've already identified as someone we believe is linked to the dogfighting network, Craig Kitson. Referred to by Patterson using a familiar alias, SpongeBob. We asked David Patterson about these allegations. He told us he vehemently denied participating in dogfighting and that he is not a member of any international dogfighting network. He stated that he was not involved in the breeding of fighting dogs and had never purchased semen or a pup from Tom Garner. David Patterson told us he often looks after dogs for other people and that he was interested in fitness in both humans and animals. Shane's Castle Estates told us it is opposed to dogfighting and was shocked to hear that a dogfighter was operating within its grounds. It said if it had known, this would have been stopped.
Hey, Ruby.
Back in the Netherlands, we've only had Ruby for a few hours, but she's already warming to us.
Easy, easy, easy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ready to get checked out? Ready to get checked out? Strong. Really strong. This way.
We've come to a specialist animal shelter where she can be assessed.
Hello.
Hi. Good to meet you. How are you?
Hello.
Patty.
She's so docile towards people, it's easy to forget that she's a fighting dog, a two-time winner in the pit.
Come on.
Until we're reminded.
She does not like that. She does not like other dogs. Come on.
Yeah, very good.
So Ruby's inside now, is being looked after, going to be checked out by the vet, but I just can't get over how different she became. As soon as the other dogs were around, as soon as the barking started, she was just tense. She was just like, the sweetness, the affection, all that was gone. She was just like, she was just tense. It's like a totally different dog.
When she is calmed, Ruby is taken to see the vet.
Hey, hello, Ruby. It's okay. Yeah. She's a little bit skinny. Yeah. Huh?
She's underweight, and her fights have left her scarred around the face and forepaws.
Is that scarring related to fights?
Yes, I think so, because they...
Head to head?
Yeah.
Because we saw that even from the videos, you know, Ruby up at the face of another dog, the other dog biting back.
Here you are. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Most dogs rescued from dogfighting are considered too high risk to be housed in dog shelters or to be adopted.
Thank you.
In the majority of cases, these dogs are euthanized. In the UK, Ruby would already have been destroyed as a banned breed. We've taken Ruby here to give her the best chance at a new life.
She's really sweet.
Hella, the centre's lead therapist, is in charge of high-risk dogs like Ruby.
It's just a lot of observation. We look at the dog, of course. We look at welfare of the dog. What kind of behavior does the dog show in the environment?
Do you think she might have a chance?
They always have a chance, but there are a lot of factors that we have to consider in that. So right now we see she is friendly towards people. She is a high-energy dog, but she's not showing really high-energy behavior. So there are important factors that are giving her a good chance.
Although the early indications are positive, Ruby's reaction to the other dogs at the centre, her potential for aggression, her performances in the pit, all remain a concern.
That's one thing that we will look at, you know, if it's really strongly embedded in our character, then we have to calculate the risk. And a dog will come by and we know she's going to kill it, then we don't adopt her out. So we just,
So, you know, hopefully Ruby, without those triggers, without that being deliberately placed in that environment, can be a different kind of dog, a kind of dog that can have a normal life.
Yeah, like a dog in a situation like that, they don't have another choice. You know, you put it in front of another dog, and that's what we do in a lot of training. You learn the dog that they have a choice. And I walked her this morning, and she already showed behavior like that. So also that's a good sign.
If Ruby turns out to be one of those dogs where that instinct to fight or to kill is just so strong, that's a dog that can't be adopted.
Then we euthanize the dog.
Yeah. How difficult is that? Because clearly you are like an animal lover, like your life is like saving the dogs that are really, really hard to save. Like, how difficult is that part of the process?
To be fair towards the dog, you always have to go in with an open heart and just give the dog every room that it needs, and you will bond with the dog. So in the end, it's always hard. There are special dogs, Every year there are like 1 or 2 that you have to let go, and that's hard. That's like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to remember?
Yeah, just all the stars.
Oh, wow. So each one of those is...
Each one of those has a name, yes. Yeah, so...
God, that's amazing.
Yeah. It's hard, And that's a big thing in our team. Like, we are really open towards each other. There's always room to cry, to talk to each other, especially when there's a big decision waiting.
That big decision is too important to rush. It's been weeks since we last saw Ruby, but the latest update brings good news.
Here's our girl Ruby. She's settled in nice, and we just started training with her this week. Hi. Hi, girl. Just show your pretty face, huh? And she's doing pretty well.
Across the UK and Europe, countless dogs are still trapped in the brutal violence of dogfighting. But for dogs like Ruby, any disruption caused to the networks forcing animals to fight gives hope for another kind of life.